You hear it every night, maybe from a partner, a parent, or maybe it's you. That familiar nightly rumble that has become the soundtrack to your sleep. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about snoring is wrong? What if that sound isn't just an annoyance, but a warning sign? We're about to pull back the curtain on the 10 most shocking things you didn't know about snoring. And trust me, you'll never hear it the same way again. Number 10, it can be as loud as a lawnmower. Let's start with the sheer volume. You think of it as a gentle rumble, but it can be a full-blown industrial assault on the ears. The average snore clocks in around 50 to 60 decibels, the same as a quiet conversation. Annoying, but manageable. But here's the kicker. Severe snores have been recorded at over 100 decibels. That's the same volume as a power lawnmower running in your bedroom. It's a motorcycle revving its engine on the pillow next to you. It's a subway train roaring through your wall. The World Health Organization recommends keeping nighttime noise below 40 decibels to prevent adverse health effects. Your snore could be more than double that for 8 hours straight. Now, imagine the person trying to sleep next to that night after night. It's not just an inconvenience, it's an endurance test. Number 9, it's not just an old man problem. Close your eyes and picture a snorer. You probably see a caricature, an overweight older man sleeping on his back. And while snoring does increase with age and weight, that stereotype is dangerously misleading. The reality, an estimated 45% of all adults snore occasionally, and a staggering 25%, 1 in every 4 people, are habitual nightly snorers. This isn't a niche problem. It cuts across every demographic. We're talking about young professionals in their 20s, fit athletes in peak physical condition, and yes, millions of women. For years, snoring in women was underdiagnosed because it was seen as a male issue, but it affects them just as much, often contributing to fatigue, anxiety, and even depression. So, if you think you're too young, too fit, or the wrong gender to be a snorer, you might want to ask your partner. Number 8, it can literally break a partner's heart. This is where the conversation shifts from annoyance to actual physical danger for the person sleeping next to the snorer. A groundbreaking study revealed that the non-snoring partners of loud snorers were at a significantly higher risk of developing high blood pressure. Here's why. The constant jarring noise prevents them from entering deep, restorative sleep. Their brain is jolted by micro-awakenings all night long, triggering a chronic stress response. Their body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, the fight-or-flight hormones. Their heart rate and blood pressure spike night after night for years on end. It's the equivalent of being in a low-grade state of panic for a third of your life. So when your partner says your snoring is killing them, they might not be exaggerating. Number 7, it's a sign of suffocation, not deep sleep. This is perhaps the most dangerous myth about snoring. We've been conditioned to think that a loud snore is the sign of someone in a deep, blissful state of sleep. It is the absolute polar opposite. Snoring is not the sound of rest. It is the sound of a struggle. It is the sound of a body fighting for air. Think of it like this. It's the sound of trying to breathe through a clogged, vibrating straw. When you sleep, the muscles in your throat relax. For snorers, they relax too much, causing the airway to narrow and partially collapse. The sound you hear is the frantic vibration of the soft tissues in your throat as you struggle to force air through that obstructed passage. It's a distress signal, a red flag from your body screaming that it's not getting the oxygen it needs. It's not comfort, it's a nightly recurring state of partial suffocation. Number 6, it can age your brain. If the idea of suffocating in your sleep wasn't scary enough, let's talk about your brain. Every time you snore heavily, especially if it's a precursor to sleep apnea, your blood oxygen levels can plummet. Your brain, which requires a massive amount of oxygen to function, is being starved intermittently for hours every night. Recent neurological studies have drawn a terrifying link between this chronic oxygen deprivation and an increased risk of early onset dementia and Alzheimer's disease. The damage might not be obvious for decades, but it's happening. On a more immediate level, this lack of oxygenated blood flow is why many snorers wake up with brain fog. That feeling of being groggy, forgetful, and unable to concentrate. It's not just about being tired, it's the lingering effect of your brain being deprived of its most essential fuel all night long. Number 5, you can't hear your own snore. Ever had that argument? I wasn't snoring. You say it with such conviction because from your perspective, it's true. You didn't hear a thing. This isn't denial, it's biology. Your brain has a remarkable ability called auditory gating. It actively filters out predictable, self-generated noises to prevent you you from being overwhelmed. It's the same reason you don't consciously hear the sound of your own footsteps or your own breathing all day. Your brain identifies the sound, tags it as not a threat, and mutes it. But your partner's brain, it does the exact opposite. It identifies the sound as an external, unpredictable, and potentially threatening noise. It can't filter it out. In fact, it becomes hyper-aware of it, listening for the next gasp or choke. So while your brain is giving you a free pass, your partner's brain is on high alert, treating your snore like an air raid siren. Number 4, it's a leading cause of sleep divorce. It rarely starts with separate rooms. It starts with a gentle nudge. Honey, you're snoring. The nudge becomes a shove. The shove becomes a desperate plea at 3 a.m. Soon, one person gives up and retreats to the couch, just for a night, but one night becomes a week becomes a month, and before you know it, you're living in a state of sleep divorce, permanently sleeping in separate bedrooms. It's a silent relationship killer. The lack of intimacy isn't just physical, it's emotional. The quiet conversations before sleep disappear. The morning cuddles are gone. Resentment builds on both sides. The snorer feels guilty and defensive. The partner feels exhausted, ignored, and resentful. It's a vicious cycle of fatigue and frustration that can erode the very foundation of a relationship, and it's happening in millions of homes every single night. Number 3, it's often caused by your mouth. So what's the root cause of this nightly chaos? While factors like alcohol, weight, and sleeping position play a role, one of the biggest, most overlooked culprits is breathtakingly simple. You're breathing through your mouth. Your nose is a masterpiece of engineering. It's designed to warm, humidify, and filter the air you breathe, preparing it for your lungs. Your mouth is not. It's a backup system for emergencies only. When you default to mouth breathing at night, your entire facial structure changes. Your jaw goes slack and drops open. Your tongue, with nowhere to go, falls back into your throat, blocking your airway. You've created the perfect storm for obstruction and vibration. You're trying to do a job with the wrong tool, and the sound of your snore is the sound of that tool failing. Number 2, there's a beard-proof solution. For years, the simple solution of taping the mouth to encourage nasal breathing was off limits for a huge group of people, men with beards. They were stuck. Regular medical tape wouldn't stick to their facial hair. Other tapes were so aggressive they felt like they were ripping their face off in the morning. The solution was there, but it wasn't for them. That's precisely why hostage tape was developed. It was an engineering challenge. How do you create an adhesive that is strong enough to hold a mouth closed against the pressure of a snorer, yet gentle enough to be used on a glorious, well-maintained beard without causing damage or pain? The result is a specially formulated, flexible, fabric-like tape that moves with you, holds all night, and peels off gently in the morning. It's not just tape, it's a targeted solution for a problem that millions thought was unsolvable. And the number one thing you didn't know about snoring is that it's not permanent. This is the most important point of all. After everything we've discussed, the health risks, the relationship damage, the brain fog, it's easy to feel hopeless. But you are not sentenced to a lifetime of snoring. Your partner is not doomed to a lifetime of sleepless nights. This is not a fixed personality trait. It is a mechanical problem, and it has a mechanical solution. By simply, gently, and effectively keeping your mouth closed, you can force your body to do what it was designed to do: breathe through your nose. The change can be immediate and profound. The snoring can be dramatically reduced or even eliminated on the very first night. This isn't a magic pill. It's about restoring natural function. It's not a life sentence. It's a problem you can solve tonight. So, if you're ready to shut down the lawnmower to protect your brain and your partner's heart and to finally end the sleep divorce, it's time to shut your mouth. Click the link in the description to try hostage tape and discover what a truly quiet night of sleep sounds and feels like.